Hello. Hi, Avery. Can I get an audio check? Can you hear me? Can you hear the game? Are we good to go? I'm a bat! I am a bat indeed! Rah. What sound do bats make? Audio sounds fine? Alright, thank you. Alright, let's go! I'm a bat! Turns out we had a surprise witness on our hands. The victim himself, the storyteller. Then again, nothing surprises me anymore. The secret behind Labyrinthia, the legendary fire, witches, magic, and finally, Bezella. The veil was just about to be lifted off of these mysteries once and for all. Okay, everyone, it's high time we end this. Let's give Labyrinthia the fresh start it deserves and solve these mysteries. Let's go. Mr. Cantabella, I'd like to apologize for putting too much pressure on your daughter. Only your words can bring her back from the brink of madness. Let her hear the truth from her own father. All according to your plan, Layton. You've driven Espella into a corner in order to push me to the wall. I had no other choice. Espella, please listen to me. I haven't done anything wrong. You didn't cause that accident. You have suffered so much thinking that you were Bezella. I must take the blame for that. You, Mr. Cantabella. I sacrificed everything to make up for what I've done. But all I managed to do was inflict more pain upon others. Is that not so, Dark Law? Now that you are willing to talk, Mr. Cantabella, would you mind telling us your story? Yours, as well as Espella's and Miss Darklaw's. Very well. Let's go. It's story time. This story, too, began when I was a young lad. When Newton and I were still youths, full of dreams and hope. As you already know, we discovered the underground ruins. Deep within them lay that accursed bell. The Bell of Ruin. At the time, we still lacked the knowledge to decipher any of the writings we found there. This bell is magnificent. It's bound to make the most beautiful sound. I have an idea. Why don't we make this bell the symbol of our town? How do you propose to do that? Let's build a bell tower for it. Then we can ring it on special occasions. That's not a bad idea. Then it's settled. When we grow up, let's do it. Okay, just don't forget about it. The two of us chose different paths in life. I studied management in London, while Newton devoted himself to the study of the natural sciences. And then, you made a fortune following the invention of a new anesthetic. We both got married around that time, and each of us had a daughter. You mean Espella was born shortly after your company gained funding? That's right. We eventually returned to our hometown and set about realizing our childhood dream. Having built the bell tower in the middle of the town square, we retrieved the bell itself from the underground ruins. We aspired to make it a symbol of prosperity for this unindustrialized town. The bell was to be officially displayed during the annual fire festival. It would be rung in the morning following the night of the celebration. Pardon the interruption, but at the time, were you aware of the meaning behind the bell's name? Obviously, we were not. Thinking back to my ignorance at the time, a chill now runs down my spine. Newton and I went to the bell tower the day before the festival. Only one more day to go. We've waited a long time for this. That we have. This town will no longer be the same after tomorrow. The bell weighed so much that ringing it was not easy. tackled that problem by constructing a special mechanism which we installed in the belfry.
Daddy, I want to hear the bell. Can I make it ring?
Child!
Daddy, please, let me ring it.
Espella, who was there with us, was utterly enchanted by the bell. She wasn't a bad child, but she was very stubborn and would rarely listen to me when she wanted something. I told her a story to try and convince her to leave the bell alone.
Espella, listen carefully. You mustn't ring this bell.
She's so small.
But why? Why can't I, Daddy?
You know about Bazella the witch?
Uh-huh. She's an evil fire witch who uses magic to hurt people.
If you ring this bell, Bazella will come out and possess you.
Bruh.
Possess me? You mean I'll turn into Bazella?
Tiny child knows what possession is?
That's right, Espella. When Bazella possesses someone, she uses them to do terrible things. That's why you must never ring this bell, sweetheart.
But you're gonna ring it the next morning. Huh.
I understand, Daddy.
There's a good girl.
Rather than saying she'll come to get you, he told her that she'd turn evil. What a man. I know, that's kind of crazy. It's not that she'll, like, hurt you. She's going to, like, possess your body, take over. That's wild. What a father. Trauma, trauma, trauma indeed. Hello, Epic Pikachu, how are you? The legend of Bazella has been passed around these parts for centuries. It probably originated from beliefs of the tribes that populated this area in the past. What I told Espella was just a silly story that I invented for the occasion. It was only meant to stop her from ringing the bell. I could not have imagined that it would have such far-reaching consequences. It's all coming back to me now. I remember that day. On the day of the fire festival, just around the time when the preparations ended and everything was about to begin. I sneaked out of our house. I took Mom's pendant with me. Your mother's pendant? Do you mean this one? Yes, it belonged to my mom. We needed to limit access to the bell, so we made the 2 keys. We decided to make them into pendants, and each gave one to our respective wives. And the award for Father of the Year goes to... not the storyteller. Both are needed in order to access the belfry. I saw you and Mr. Belduke use them, so I told Eve to meet me at the bell tower.
Daddy says Bazella will come out if I ring the bell, but if I do it just a little...
She'll only possess me just a little... Girl.
I want to try it while the festival is going on. I hope Eve doesn't forget her mum's pendant.
So it is just as I thought. Miss Darklaw. You are Mr. Belduke's daughter. Well done, Inquisitor. I was almost afraid you would fail to make that connection. What in the... This is too much for one day. Order! Order in the court! Lady Darklaw, you mean to say that you're Sir Belduke's daughter? Yes. My real name is Eve Belduke. I'm the alchemist's daughter. This is unbelievable! I also sneaked out of my house that evening, clutching my mother's pendant in my hand. I did just as you asked me to, did I not, Espella? Except Mage Belduke only has one daughter, and that daughter's my baby girl. I love Jean, she's baby. But I like Eve too. I think Eve is a fascinating character.
Don't worry so much. I just really want to ring that bell. I want to hear it.
Improper grammar game. It's snuck. I know, I noticed that. I sneak-it-did. That is a horrible sound. I rang the bell, against my father's warning, and so Bezella possessed me. Because of me, the town, and everyone in it. They're all gone. No, it's not your fault. Stop blaming yourself. Supposedly, the former inhabitants of this area also used to fall unconscious upon the sound of that bell. Perhaps they experienced a similar nightmare. Espella, please! It was I who brought the Bell of Ruin into this town. The one to blame for this calamity is not some witch, it's me! I brought destruction upon this town. I am Bezella. Espella, you're going to drive your dad crazy if you keep repeating that. Seeing you like this is giving me a strong feeling of deja vu. Eve, how could you be so evil? Are you happy now? Afraid we're in the dark as regards... What? I'm afraid we're in the dark as regards Miss Darklaw's sense of deja vu. Only 4 people survived the fire. Only 4. Espella and Eve, who were in the belfry, and the only 2 residents who did not participate in the festival, Newton and I. And where were you at the time, if you'll permit my asking? We're investigating those fateful ruins. That's why we didn't notice anything until it was too late. It was getting near the time at which we planned to ring the bell, so we headed towards the town. Then we saw it. The town had been burnt to ashes, the air shimmering from the heat. That's too awful for words. We searched for survivors, sick with anxiety. Eventually, we found our daughters in the bell tower. Espella was unresponsive like a doll. Eve was crying at her side. Our relief at having found them vied with terror caused by the disaster. The worst night of my life ended, pierced with the first rays of sunshine. But then, it seemed Espella was already lost to us. We had lost her to Bezella. She wouldn't speak, eat, or even leave her room. She thought she was Bezella and that she had destroyed the town. I couldn't get that out of her head. What she saw from the bell tower must have been so terrifying. But it wasn't shock from what she had seen. My own words had put her in that state. Had I only not told her that stupid story. They'd been grasping at straws, trying to find a way to save Espella's mind. Whatever we did, her eyes would remain impassive and empty. In the end, I came upon a certain idea that offered us a glimpse of hope. What was it? The suspense! It is too much for my aging heart! They spelled aging wrong, too. I believe I may know what it was. It was the only way to get through to little Espella. Inquisition, what are you talking about? What was Mr. Cantabella's idea for saving his daughter from insanity? Iswan.
Have a look.
She's gonna need years of therapy? Oh yeah, for sure. We discovered this in Espella's room. And that is? It's a handmade picture book. The illustrations and handwriting are truly exquisite. It's the first story I wrote. I made it for Espella after that dreadful fire. Oh, the storyteller's first story. It was but a simple children's story. The plot was very straightforward. The townsfolk joined forces to banish evil witches who served Bezella.
Espella, do you understand now? You aren't Bezella. Bezella is somewhere out there, sending out other witches to do bad things to the people of our town.
What town? Your town of 4 people, sir? Witches. Magic. The town perishing in flames. Espella was mentally broken, and I couldn't get through to her any other way. I talked to her as if magic and witches were real, avoiding any mention of that fire.
Daddy. A witch is real.
Espella spoke to me for the first time in so many days. I was beyond myself with joy and replied without thinking.
Oh, yes, they are. They're They're hiding in the town, among the people.
But it's just a fairy tale.
And you've been possessed by a witch. Is that a fairy tale too? Make up your mind, child. I was desperate. I feared she would close herself off to me again. Now in hindsight, I see what another utter fool I was. I made an irreversible mistake yet again.
No, it's not. Everything your daddy writes comes true.
Sir! Oh!
The bad witches will get their comeuppance. I will write a story about it.
And so, I wrote another story for my daughter. A story about mischievous witches getting caught. This time I had the story acted out in front of Espella. You had it acted out. Back then, I wasn't the only one tormenting myself over the mental state of my daughter. Newton was going through hell too. His own daughter had been badly scarred by the event. Isn't that right, Eve? My father and I repaired a building that had survived the fire and continued to live in this town. Espella wasn't even able to leave her room. We couldn't leave her behind when she needed all the help she could get. Mr. Cantabella showed us the book one day. Then, he made an unusual request of us.
I'd like to make this story real. Would you be willing to help me do so?
To our surprise, he was entirely serious. Seeing that, we gladly offered our help. A story about evil-doing witches getting caught and punished, and Bezella the source of them all.
Were you paying attention, Espella?
Is the storyteller the witch?
Witches got what they deserved, and peace has been restored to the town.
Spella smiled at the end, and she whispered to herself.
It wasn't me.
I saw her smile. I felt as if something broke inside me. Or to let her be sad again. If Bezella were to exist in this town, Espella would stop thinking she herself harbored the Great Witch. Continued writing stories about witches. Even I would act them out for Espella. Gradually, the number of characters in my stories increased. That was, of course, largely due to the ongoing reconstruction of the town. How much reconstruction? Wasn't anything on a big scale. I simply paid people to move in and act out their roles. But I began to think that I would need more than that. The story had to be real. To make a lie seem true, you resorted to even more lies. Yes, I was certain that was the only way. How did I do so? I remembered about Newton's research. He was working on a certain medicine. It's a kind of tranquilizer made from local plants that he was testing at the time. But it was difficult to put into practical use. The substance had a danger of causing unconsciousness and hypnosis. I can see how that could be abused to cause much harm, supposing it fell into the wrong hands. At the same time, it was just what I needed for my ambitious project. I contacted the government, and that was the beginning of what came to be known as Project Labyrinthia. A town with human test subjects, all in a state of long-term hypnosis. You devised that plan solely for the sake of your daughter. Yes. We acquired the land which had been laid to waste by the fire. The new town was slowly becoming populated. Gradually, the rules of Labyrinthia were established. It was to be a town where magic and witches were a reality to the residents. All of this was possible thanks to the drug. The test subjects were exposed to it through the ink used to pen the story, right? That's right. It was the dangerous drug developed by Newton. About 10 years have passed since then. Even now, the town continues to change. The end, sir? Project Labyrinthia. And all of this was done for one girl. Spella was only able to be herself when she lived within my story. Oh, the irony of it. Only within a world in which Bezella was real could Spella's tragic memories be sealed. All this while, Eve was assisting me. I was the first shade. As soon as the story began, I disappeared from the scene. If Spella was to see some magic, then someone had to don this robe. That's the robe of invisibility! I gave Spella new memories so that she could live in this town with everyone else. I also sealed the memory of her friend, Eve. What? My existence was too strongly connected to her memory of the fire. Afterwards, I returned as Darklaw, a stranger to Spella. But even if you were doing this for Spella's sake, that's just going too far! I made that choice. I do not regret the past 10 years. Meanwhile, my father was supporting Labyrinthia from behind the scenes in his own way. You mean his contributions as an alchemist? My father's knowledge of medicine was indispensable for this town to function. The hallucinogenic ink was my father's work as well. So it was. Lieutenant Eve sacrificed more than anyone else for the sake of Spella in this town. I will be forever indebted to them. We wanted to save Spella just like you. But then, there's still something I don't understand. Why were you trying to destroy this fake world? In the end, you chose to betray Spella and Mr. Cantabella. Oh, but I've told you already, have I not? It was your revenge against Mr. Cantabella for choosing to end the story, correct? I wonder whether that was the true reason. Professor? Miss Belduke really betrayed them merely because she did not want the story to end. I dare say there was another, considerably more important reason. She had another reason? No need to frown in dismay, Mr. Wright. Please leave this to me. Well then, let's hear what the Inquisition has to say. What other reason led the witness to betray Mr. Cantabella? This one. Surely.
Have a look.
This letter was Miss Belduke's real motive. What is this? I think I've seen it before. That's the letter written by Mr. Belduke for Mr. Cantabella. It's also Mr. Belduke's suicide note. Dear friend, hope you can forgive me for leaving this world of my own will. What I have done cannot be forgiven. I can never escape from it. Something was tormenting Mr. Belduke. It became too much for him to bear and drove him to suicide. These past 10 years, I thought Father was glad to be helping Cantabella. But little did I know, he was suffering terrible anguish all that time. Cantabella twisted the lives of so many people for the sake of his daughter. Was the story not but a glorified lie, stripping so many of what little happiness they had? All those years, Father was racked by a crushing sense of guilt. His agony culminated in the incident of 3 months ago. Mr. Belduke's death. Dun dun dun! Before Labyrinthia was created, certain things had to be concealed in order to seal Spella's memories. Had she seen them, she would have remembered. They were simply too dangerous for her. One of them was me. Spella's friend Eve had to be reborn as a shade and disappear into the forest. The next thing was the bell tower. I see. Had she seen it, it would have been certain to stir up those traumatic memories. Memories of the legendary fire. The only way to prevent that was to erase the bell tower from Labyrinthia. But how could you do that? Using the same method as with this robe. The robe of invisibility. In short, we covered up the tower with a huge robe. Although it wasn't as easy as it sounds. In other words, the bell tower had been there all this time. Only, the townspeople couldn't see it. Is that correct? You know, you'd think somebody would run into it if that was the case. If it was just, like, not visible to them, it just looks like empty space, right? I don't know how that works. I don't get it. You'd think so, right? And, like, I don't know. Like, they said they made it, quote-unquote, invisible, which means that they can see through it? But, like, does that make sense? Because if it's still there, and it's just not visible to them, that doesn't mean they can see past it, does it? I don't know. Invisibility's weird. Indeed. I don't know what to say. At any rate, the situation changed due to the lightning strike 3 months ago, did it not? Did it not? It was a most unfortunate accident. The lightning set the bell tower's cover on fire. That cover was quickly consumed by flames, revealing that abominable bell tower. The beginning of all this, the Bell of Ruin, appeared before us. 'Twas a mockery of our efforts. Wouldn't the wind make the giant robe flow in the wind? You would think! And, like, I don't know, maybe if they tied it down it would be okay? I don't know. That tower emerging from the flames must have seemed like a sign of divine anger to Mr. Belduke. A sign that no matter how you attempt to conceal your sins, the truth will eventually float up to the surface. Having realized this, Father chose death. Such a kind-hearted man. I didn't have an inkling of what he had been going through. To him, the participation of Labyrinthia's people within this project was not voluntary. Even though they had themselves signed the contract, I believe he felt those people were being deceived. Father took his life because of you, Cantabella. Inkling. Splatoon reference, perhaps. Squid. Now you know why I did what I did. I lost my father 3 months ago. That day. My revenge began. Revenge? The first step of my plan was to rewrite the story. What did you say? As president of Librellum Inc., you had to spend most of your time in London. Over the past few years, you were coming to Labyrinthia only for the parades. So naturally, I knew you would never notice if the story were slightly changed. That explains it. I couldn't help thinking there was something strange going on. Mr. Cantabella is Aspella's father, after all. He wouldn't have made Aspella a witch in his story. Aspella was a witch! When did that happen? How could you have known, after all? Let me fill you in on the details. Aspella has already been tried once within the witch's court. Impossible! Why? How could you? You knew the risk that would carry! Look at you. What a fine author of the grand story you are. You left all the work in Labyrinthia to me. Meanwhile, you were making millions for yourself in London. What a pathetic excuse for a father. You didn't even notice that your precious little Aspella was in such danger. Miss Belduke, why did you do that to Aspella? Do you even need to ask? Shots fired, indeed. I did it to unlock her memories. You mean, when the legendary fire took place, Aspella was so traumatized that she closed herself off to the world. We were just little girls then. That tragic accident was too much for us to handle. This fictitious town was created as a facade, to keep the truth away from Aspella. But the weight of all these lies led my father to his suicide. Despite that, The person responsible for all this carried on as if nothing had happened. I couldn't forgive him. As Belduke's bereaved daughter, I had to have my revenge against both Cantabellas. Judge, this is the whole truth. Now you know the true identity of Bezella. That she doesn't exist. Lovely. There's nobody to try. Say this is the whole truth, but is that really the case? Professor, what are you going on about now? Been provided with a clear picture of what happened to Espella so long ago. Nevertheless, haven't yet heard your testimony. Don't be ridiculous. This will be the last testimony in this trial. Tell us about the night of the legendary fire. I request that you tell us your story. Who do you think you are, Inquisitor? Yippee! Yippee! Hi, Gray. How are you? I am merely one of the supporting characters within this tale. However, I am very much interested in the truth. This has been a very long trial, of which this shall be the last interrogation. The court demands that the single other witness of the legendary fire provide us with her testimony. Very well. There is only one truth. Nothing can change that. Just learned how to cut stickers on campus, so I'm doing good. Nice. How's being a bat? It's great. I'm enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie, it took a little work to figure out how to... Snake echolocation, real. It took a little work to figure out how to rotate my model because I forwore, but I know how to do it now, so... We're vibing. It'd be pretty bad if I forgot again and then I had to be upside down for all eternity. But, so it goes. The truth about the legendary fire. No, not the pictures. See, the funny thing is now, though, if you redeem bald, it'll give me my hair back. And then it'll go away again. So, happy April Fool's Day, guys. I've messed with my toggles. Espella wanted to ring the bell no matter what, so we went up to the belfry. Always bald, exactly. Just for today. Just for today. You get an entire bald stream unless somebody decides to redeem it. The festival celebrations had already started. The mechanism for ringing the bell was at a height even we could reach. Well, now that's not a very smart idea. The next thing I remember is coming to and running to Espella's side. I was shaking her until she finally opened her eyes. The next moment, we saw that nightmarish view. All strength abandoned us, and we didn't know what to do. That was when we were found by my father and Mr. Cantabella. April Fool's Day is a blessing. For you guys, yeah. I thought about speedrunning a PNG last night, and then I was like, nah, I'm lazy. So, we're doing this instead. Bell could only be rung with a special mechanism. That's right. It was made in such a way that even a child could use it. But why? It was probably constructed by my father. I suppose he wanted to make it possible for anyone to ring that bell. Exactly, Espella. See, if you didn't mess with it, none of this would have happened. Silly girl. In light of the events that followed, that was clearly a very foolish decision. A mechanism for ringing the bell. I noticed something like that on a pillar when we went to the belfry earlier. I'd better make a note of it in the court record. Top floor device. A device for ringing the bell of ruin. Even a child can use it. Oh dear. It can certainly be cruel. I have to agree. Only we had not discovered those ruins and brought that bell to our town. Or if only we could have deciphered those ancient writings a little earlier. Moreover, if only the groundwater in this area didn't cause that strange condition. Fortunately, Mr. Cantabella, the tragedy occurred. All that remains for us to do is seek out the truth. Not for the sake of vengeance, but for the sake of the future. Mr. Wright. Yes? You have been fighting fiercely to uncover the truth. This is the final interrogation. I trust you know what to do. Leave it to me. To be honest, I have no idea what lies ahead. But whatever it is, there's no question we need to get to the bottom of it. There's gotta be a light at the end of this tunnel. Let's go! We're almost there, guys. I say as we probably have like an hour left. Okay.
Hold it!
You needed both pendants to access the belfry, correct? But of course, the more you tell a child no, the more they'll rebel. This is very true. This is very true. And it works on me too. Espella asked me to bring my mother's pendant, so I did. That wasn't the only requirement, however. You also needed to solve a puzzle in order to use the contraption. I've always been a master puzzle solver. For me, it was child's play. Literally. She solved it when she was a little girl. What's your excuse, Nick? Hey! I have different talents. Phoenix! Espella and Eve were best friends at the time. Eve is 2 years older than Espella. She used to be like a big sister to her. Burn! Real. So, the two of you went to the belfry. What happened next? Alright.
Hold it!
So even a little girl could ring the bell. Yes, easily. Tended to make it so that the bell would only be rung on special occasions. That's exactly why I put that puzzle in place, to restrict access. I also divided the key to the belfry into 2 components as an extra precaution. I was careful, but the same cannot be said of Newton, who constructed the mechanism as a whole. He presumably wished to make it so that even our young daughters could use it, meaning strength was not a requirement. Someone obviously did not care. And that became his undoing. By the way, how old were the girls at that time? Espella was 6 and Eve was 8. 6? And she came up to your knee? How tall are you, sir? I see. Go to jail. That mechanism was the last thing I saw before falling unconscious. And then... Alright.
Hold it!
Do you mean that you fell unconscious after the bell was struck? Yes, I believe so. Peculiar condition causes an instant reaction. The brain probably doesn't even have the time to register the sound before consciousness is lost. It was almost as if a slice of time had been stolen from my life. When I opened my eyes, I was lying on the floor. I lifted my head and saw Espella lying nearby. I sprang to my feet and ran to her side. And what about the situation in the town at the time? I was preoccupied with Espella, so I didn't notice it to begin with. At that time, was Espella still unconscious? Yes, I panicked a little and took her in my arms, hoping she'd wake up.
Hold it!
So it was you who woke Espella up, witness? Yes, it was me. She was out cold, curled up on the floor until I shook her awake. As soon as she came to, she turned to look at the town, to that nightmarish view stretching out before us. You say nightmarish view. I can find no other words to describe it. We froze in terror at the sight. It took us a while to notice that smoke was creeping up the bell tower too. Our eyes filled up with tears and we couldn't stop crying, perhaps because of the smoke. The town seemed like a fire dragon's playground. I was trembling with terror, unlike anything I've known before. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. No! They will suffer. Dear me, imagining it now raises the hairs on my beard.
Hold it!
You didn't leave the belfry until their arrival. Of course not. We were paralyzed with fear. It was an event so traumatizing it still haunts us. Espella fainted again when she saw the fire dragon. I was crying and wailing until our fathers found us. Went to the bell tower as it was a good vantage point. Weren't expecting to find our daughters there. Of course, neither suspected at that point that the disaster had been caused by the Bell of Ruin. I was in tears, sobbing violently. As for Espella, she was in a daze. Her face frozen in an expression of disbelief. She didn't know what was happening around her. I'd say curiosity killed the cat, but in this case, curiosity killed the town. Real! I cannot say this with certainty, as my memories are a little vague. But I think I was trying to protect her. Hmm? Mr. Cantabella. Remember that very well, as if it happened yesterday. Cantabella. Do you mind telling us what you saw?
Eve! Espella! Are you alright? Eve! What on earth happened here?
It was Bazella. Bazella the witch.
Bazella? What are you talking about?
Bazella comes out whenever someone rings the bell, right?
What have you done? You didn't...
Oh, please, Mr. Cantabella, don't be angry at Isabella.
Eve said it with a most serious look on her face. Please, Mr. Cantabella, don't be angry at her. He really should be, yeah. When she said that, I grasped the situation. I realized what had transpired in the belfry. And I thought to myself, I must protect these children. Eve. So sorry, Eve. Espella. Espella, sweetie. Dad, please forgive me. You've done all of this for me. Espella, you're with us again. All this for me. Oh well. At last, it would appear we are one step away from the truth. Professor, you seem to already know what that truth is. Do I? That remains to be seen. Continue the interrogation, and we shall all know soon enough. Very well. The court agrees with Inquisitor Layton. Witness, continue your testimony. As you wish. Okay? Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Huh? I feel sorry for Eve. She's seen some scary stuff too. She may not be showing it, but I bet it's painful for her to talk about all this. I cannot say I don't sympathize with Miss Belduke. However, the truth is our utmost priority. It must be exposed, even if it may come as a surprise to the witness herself. Huh? You think Miss Belduke isn't aware of the truth? I'm not sure what the professor has in mind, but let's trust him on this one. I'm sure we can unravel this mystery together. Alrighty, let's do our thing and grasp at straws. Grasp the truth. Maya! Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Even a child can use it. Correct. Okay. You just press this and then not actually. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I was trying to protect her. Okay. Maybe not. Perhaps it's just my imagination. At any rate. The only thing I clearly remember is that I couldn't stop crying. That tells me nothing! Okay. Okay, the mechanism ring the bell is at a height that even could reach. That is correct! It's right there! Okay. Fire Dragon sketch, pendant, footprints, vigilantes, bell tower plan. Okay, there's... Okay. Case outline. Ah! Ah! Maya, no revealing trade secrets real. Like, I don't know. Am I supposed to submit the thing here? Hello?
Objection!
No? Okay. The next thing I remember is coming to and running to Espella's side. Okay. This?
Objection!
No? I don't know. What do they want from me? I was shaking her, and the next moment we saw the nightmarish view. All strength abandoned us, and we didn't know what to do. Ah! Take my hint coin. Press! Okay.
Hold it.
Yeah, we did that. It was me. Yeah. As soon as she came to, she turned to look at the town to that nightmarish view stretching out before us. Ah!
Hang on.
This didn't happen earlier. Excuse me, Espella. Espella, are you okay? Yes, everything's fine. My apologies for bringing back such troubling memories. Nevertheless, you must endeavor to face them and overcome the power they hold over you. Yes, I remember it now. The fire dragon. I summoned it because I'm Bezella. Girl, we've been over this like 10 times. Bezella does not exist. In hidden coins we trust, real. No, Espella. It was just an illusion. No, you're wrong, Dad. It wasn't an illusion. It was a fact. If I hadn't rung the bell, none of this would have happened. Bezella is the bringer of disaster, and that's what I've done to our town. Ah! The accused's run away! Quick, after her! She's run to the bell tower! Darn it! She's locked herself in! It's no use. We'll have to break down the door to get in. Ugh, that girl! She's gone and Sybil Cheltenton chuck-milled herself! Stay away from me! Espella! Espella, be careful! It's dangerous up there! Well, she's right about the... Yeah. Please, Espella, come down. I'm sorry, everyone. I have no right to be here anymore. Nick! Espella's going to do something crazy! I can see that. But what the heck can I do? Espella, please, do not make any hasty decisions. Mr. Layton. Truth is close now. Be brave for a little while longer. The truth? As if it wasn't clear already. If I hadn't rung that bell, everything would have been fine. Tack on escape from lawful custody to her charges? Real.
Objection.
May be mistaken. You still don't know the whole story. Huh? Isn't that so, Mr. Wright? I had the same feeling when I was listening to Eve's testimony. I felt something was not right. Really? I thought that was pretty much it. The pieces of the puzzle that don't yet fit are themselves the hints to the solution. No way! You mean Espella didn't ring the bell? What? Nonsense. Of course she did. As it stands, it's hard to say for sure that she didn't ring the bell. However, we've got evidence that'll clear any doubts. We do? Show us the so-called evidence you claim to have, then. What do you think proves Espella didn't ring the bell? I mean, I don't see the mechanism here. And if Espella was lying right here, then she couldn't have... Okay. Yeah, but like, what am I... The fire dragon?
Take that.
Bruh. No! Is it this? Because it's not here?
Take that.
Okay. Sure. Same thing! Espella, can you hear me? Yes? Where you're standing right now is the same spot from where you saw this fire dragon. Yes, that's right. This fretwork here is the same as... Oh, this fretwork here is the same as what I saw that day. When I look at it now, it seems so small, even adorable. Defense. What does this have to do with anything? As you will no doubt recall, Mr. Cantabella told us that people who drink the groundwater here suffer from a condition. A condition where they fall unconscious the moment they hear the sound of pure silver. After the bell sounded, you recovered consciousness sooner than Espella. You ran to her side and shook her awake. As soon as she opened her eyes, she saw the fire dragon. In other words, if it was Espella who rang the bell, that would mean the device for ringing the bell must be very close to the fretwork of the dragon. Espella, can you please check that for me? See if the contraption is located near the dragon fretwork. Okay. Give me a minute. Mr. Wright! Espella, did you find it? I don't know if it's the right thing, but there's something on the other side of the belfry. A contraption with a handle. What? On the other side? That's right. I figured there was something weird when we went up to the bell tower, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. No. No way. You see where I'm going with this, don't you, Miss Belduke? If it was Espella who rang the bell, there's no way she would have seen the fire dragon when she woke up. Ah! No. No! This can't be right! What sucks is that he's getting away with all of this because everybody signed contracts. Yeah, the storyteller is a scammer! An excellent deduction, Mr. Wright. Miss Darklaw. It seems that everything is now as clear as day. What do you mean? Why, of course. I mean the answer to the question of who rang the bell. It was her. It had to be. What do you say, Mr. Wright? It looks like we've arrived at the same conclusion. We now know that only one person could have done it. Wait, what good will saying it out loud do? Is there a problem, Mr. Cantabella? Was it your daughter who rang that bell? Should that not lift some burden off of your shoulders? Are you not curious to know the name of the true culprit who has pinned the blame on your daughter all this while? Ugh. How about you stop taunting us? Just say the name already. Who is the true culprit? Oh, girly. Let's do it, Professor. Are you ready? I am always ready, Mr. Wright. It's time to set things straight. The person who rang the bell is...
Have a look.
It's you, Eve Belduke. Me? But... there were only the two of you in the belfry at the time. You know that better than anyone. And as it wasn't Espella who rang the bell, it had to be you. That's preposterous. It can't be true. It was an extremely traumatizing event for both you and Espella. Your friend's memories were altered from the shock without her even realizing it. She believed she was a witch who rang the bell and summoned a dragon, which incinerated the town. However, Miss Belduke, Espella wasn't the only one whose memories were warped by the horrors you two witnessed. You were affected as well.
No. It wasn't me. Espella, she rang the bell. It was her, not me. But why? What are these flashbacks? I've never had these before.
We call that repression.
What's the matter? I don't want to do this now. We'll be taken over by Bezella. Bezella is just a fairy tale. And you're the one who said you wanted to come and ring the bell. I did, but I changed my mind. Hey? After coming all this way? Oh. Hmm?
That nightmare was too much for two young girls to take in. Your young minds needed to protect themselves.
And this is all the fault of Darklaw's negligence. Belduke's negligence? Or Darklaw's?
That's why you subconsciously repressed those memories.
Then, if that's true, for the past 10 years, I've been pinning the blame for what I've done on Isabella. It can't be. It can't be true. It's impossible!
Ah!
Darklaw's just disappeared.
Girl!
She's donned the invisibility robe.
High Inquisitor Darklaw! She's run away! But did you hear that? It was her that once destroyed this town. Our lives have already been messed up so much. We don't need this now. She's gotta pay for what she did. Capture her!
Oh, Nick, look at the bell tower. Isabela's gone.
No, she's on the roof.
How did you get up there?
I beg you, don't blame Eve. It really doesn't matter anymore who rang the accursed bell. This town was all created for me. It's my fault you've all been used and suffered so much.
Darklaw's negligence, she did that all by herself, even after Isabella said she changed her mind. This is true. But, like, as a child, right? Especially because she wasn't told specifically not to ring the bell. Like, Ispella's dad told Isabella, hey, don't ring the bell or Bezella's gonna possess you, right? But Darklaw never heard that. She's only heard it from Isabella herself, and Isabella basically just told her, I don't want to do it anymore, because then, like, Bezella's gonna come. And then she just, like, leaves, right? And after she was the one that told her, like, hey, bring your mom's pendant and let's sneak up to the bell tower and ring the bell, of course she's gonna be like, well, that was a waste. I'm here, might as well. So, yes, she is in the wrong, but also, I can see why. Ispella's the one that I'm, like, that I'm peeved at, because she was the one, she was told specifically not to do it. Like, yes, her dad lied, and it was a pretty bad lie. But then she was like, hey, I want to do this. Let's do it together. And then at the end, she bails out. And it's like, welp. Alright then. And now, this is what makes me even angrier. She's like, oh yeah, don't be mad at my friend. It's not her fault. Like, duh. Yeah, it's both of your faults. It's both of your faults. And don't think that jumping off the roof is going to fix anything, because it won't.
Isabella, what are you saying? Please, come down right now.
Yeah, get down here.
You haven't done anything wrong. It was all my fault.
Okay, it was your fault, but it was their fault too, sir. You can be guilty together.
Dad, I know that you did this for me. You've been so kind to me. And what did I do? I selfishly ran away from home.
Isabella?
I will finish your story for you.
Girl.
The evil witch will be gone forever, and everyone will live happily ever after. Dad, thank you for everything you've done for me.
Also, doing it right in front of all these people is gonna traumatize everybody. Like, ma'am. Well, I should have left stuff alone, but it was ultimately Darklaw's negligence. I suppose. But for me, I don't know. I feel like they're equally as guilty. In my eyes.
Wait! Don't do it, Isabella!
What are you... Isn't that... Darklaw? But why, Eve?
finally remembered everything I've done. You're not the only one who remembered. You still have the pendant.
Yes, of course. That's because somehow I always knew it was important to me.
Isabella.
You kept your pendant as well, didn't you, Eve?
For some reason, I just couldn't let it go.
Espella! Miss Darklaw!
Quick! They'll fall if we don't do something!
Let's go. We have to save them.
No, you won't make it there in time.
Why?
The wooden handrail Eve's holding onto is rotted through. We need some sort of magic to save them.
No way!
Magic, you say?
Got an idea, Professor?
Pull something out of your hat.
Magic is all that's needed to save these two young ladies. Then perhaps that is something I can arrange.
Yes, sir.
What? You can?
She would be charged criminally, but her dad would be paying out a ton in wrongful death suits. Certainly. But he should be paying, because he's the one that put the handle low enough for kids to reach.
You have to let go, otherwise you'll fall too.
Magic! What's going on here? Anyone? Professor? You're a sorcerer! No, Miss Fey. We have already established that magic doesn't exist, even in this town. But then, how did you just do that? You have just seen was the last and greatest illusion within Labyrinthia. Huh? An illusion? Magic is but an illusion, and this illusion has been produced through the power of suggestion and Labrelim's medication. Everyone in Labyrinthia has been under this particular magic spell. Now then, shall we break the spell? Magic is the last mystery to be solved. Did you say sorcerer? Layton is a sorcerer. Seen through all my tricks, Layton. Wouldn't have done it without the vital hint you gave me when we spoke in your tower. The final spell is concealed at the start. Okay, so what does that mean? As you know, all the spells are listed within this book. Right, the Grand Grimoire. Now, what did Mr. Cantabella mean by the start? Barnum still has no idea about anything. My man's is gonna need the biggest recap of his life. The front cover? Precisely, Mr. Wright. The final spell shall dispel the illusion. The correct incantation is hidden on the front cover itself. He's going to be so confused,
Well then,
yeah.
Mr. Wright, this is the final puzzle. Soon, a new day will begin for the townspeople. Let us put an end to this illusion, once and for all.
Yes, sir!
Yeah.
The final spell. Hidden on the cover of the Grand Grimoire are the characters that spell out the true magical incantation. Select the characters on the touchscreen and slide them over to their counterparts on the tome's cover to make them vanish. The grand finale approaches. Remove the extra magical characters from the Grand Grimoire's cover to reveal the hidden incantation. Let's go! Where's the E? It's there. This one. Okay. Goes here. This one goes here. Witch hat. This one goes here. It's here. Okay.
Okay, let's give it a shot.
No objections. The sun is rising, and when it does, its light will reveal the truth behind Labyrinthia's mysteries.
Now, Professor?
Yes. Shall we, Mr. Wright?
Yeah, let's go. Prof is smaller than Feeny. He is a short king. Or maybe Phoenix is tall. No, I'm pretty sure Phoenix is like 5'9".
So this is the real magic behind Labyrinthia.
Excellent work, my boy.
Huh? Hey, it's Luke!
Little guy! He can drive a crane? Buddy? Itty bitty king, real. We respect.
Hang on a second. The town's full of machinery?
Google says he's 5'9" with the hat? No! Professor!
So much for magic. It was all done with these machines.
That's right. With magic, witches can fly, buildings can disappear. Those are no easy feats to stage.
How does he have a crane operator license? I don't know. Luke is full of mysteries. Average top hat height is 5 to 6 inches. No way. Oh my gosh. Layton. Layton the short king.
To make all those incredible things real, we needed a great deal of machinery.
My bro is 5'4". Love him. Honestly, yeah. If he could slay as a 5'4" king, let him slay.
Couldn't he have just, I don't know, made the magic a bit simpler?
Real?
A witch would say the incantation, and shades would stop time with their silver bells.
And they'd go wild with these machines, making all sorts of crazy stuff happen. That's so cool. I'd love to try it.
Maya, no.
I took a quick crash course before operating the machines. Not bad, hey?
Okay, he got a crash course? How small is Maya then? I think she's supposed to be 5'2"-ish? Somewhere between 5 and 5'2", I think.
Yes, Luke. What would we do without you?
Real.
So when's my turn? I want to pick something up off the ground and make it fly through the air.
I wish you'd stop looking at me when you say that, Maya.
Phoenix can fly. He's a bird.
Well, in any case, I think we should head back to the courthouse.
Right you are, Professor. The judge might have fallen asleep waiting for us.
The sun has risen above Labyrinthia and has shown us our town's true form. Well, I really don't think there's any need for a verdict anymore.
Maya, no. Maya, yes.
The witches on trial weren't witches after all. I am deeply relieved that those I have sentenced are still alive and well. At last, I can step down from this seat with a clear conscience. And now, the final verdict in the last witches' court session ever to be held.
Let's go! I'm very grateful for all the help, Professor. The feeling is mutual, Mr. Wright. A gentleman always fights for the truth. I could not have done otherwise. I'd like to congratulate the two of you. You both did splendidly in the court. Oh! It's the judge! You've brought to light the truth about this town. Although I still find it astonishing that we could not see all of this. He just said that there was no need for a verdict and then still gives one. Yeah, but that's okay. It's all just protocol anyway. I cannot even begin to imagine how it was achieved. We're all given a very simple instruction when you were hypnotized. Cannot see pure black. That was sufficient. Oh, now I see. These strange contraptions are all made of some sort of black metal. Wait just a second. There are plenty of black objects all over Labyrinthia, aren't there? Yeah, that's right. My hair's charcoal black too. Maya bald? Ah, but it is not pure black. What? What we often perceive as the color black is in fact far from being pure black. Our brains interpret reflections of light as colors. Objects which reflect even the smallest amount of light are not pure black. Pure black is only encountered within nature as darkness. Darkness, sir? The machines used in Labyrinthia are coated in a special material developed by Labrellum Inc. It absorbs light without reflecting any. It is the only material that can be said to be pure black. Oh, I bet this invisibility robe is also made of the same material, right? Ro really went, actually? That's correct. And of course, the bell tower was concealed using the very same material as well. When you think about it, this town abounds in all things invisible. Huh? Miss Darklaw, or should I say Miss Belduke? Yes? 10 long years. Your memories have been suppressed. The truth about what occurred in the belfry was invisible to me, you mean? Mr. Cantabella and your father knew it all along. They knew who actually rang the bell. What? Did they really? Is that true, Cantabella? As we have demonstrated, it was easy to deduce from the situation in the belfry. But if he knew all along, why didn't he say something? It was, of course, for your own good.
Don't be angry at her!
Trying to pin the blame for that disaster on Espella. Yes, I was. But if you knew that, why did you keep quiet about it? If you had only scolded me back then for lying, maybe Espella wouldn't have suffered such trauma. It was your eyes, Eve. What? Eyes weren't those of a liar. You believed in what you said. You truly thought it was Espella. Because we need to make this game, yes. What you saw was too much for you to bear. Your mind blocked out the real memory of what happened in order to maintain your own sanity. And I called you a liar then. You would probably have suffered a mental breakdown. Mr. Cantabella and your father created this town. Mistaken in thinking it was purely for Espella's sake. It was also for you, Miss Belduke. Remember what your father wrote in his suicide note.
I have only two concerns. The first is my daughter. It pains me to be leaving her alone in this world, although she probably doesn't think of me as her father.
I had an argument with my father once. He was always thinking only about the town and paid no attention to me. So you moved out and broke off contact with him. But you were wrong about your father. Not a single day passed without him thinking about you. Helped to make the story I was weaving a reality for your sake. I've been so ignorant. I was so convinced father was driven to suicide by you. Daughter as in Jean Greyo, yes, and you be. I love her too. Baby. Your father couldn't bear the sense of guilt he had accumulated over the past 10 years. Daddy issues, for real. Many of them. Even though he killed himself in the end, I believe you were always the most important person to him.
Eve?
Espella! Espella, what I did to you is unforgivable. I rewrote your story, putting you through all this. I can't believe I went to such an extreme because of one wrong assumption.
No, it's okay, Eve. I wasn't angry.
You weren't?
You've always been on my side, protecting me. And even today, you saved my life.
No thanks to you.
Espella.
I also owe you an apology. After all, I forgot about my dearest friend. I'm so sorry, Eve.
Okay, but like you kind of replaced her with a cat, and cats over humans. That's all I gotta say. Cat!
Ah, there you are, Eve. Where were you?
Kitty!
Your cat's called Eve.
You know what I've just noticed? You two are very much alike. You and Eve the cat.
You know what happens when you assume, Dark Lord. Exactly.
What? It's all in your head.
Meow.
It looks like Eve has taken a liking to the other Eve.
You've got that right, and the similarity is really striking.
Kitty!
Oh dear.
The cat is alive, happy ending. Eve has been chosen, exactly.
My accidental guests, Professor Layton and Mr. Wright.
Accidental... Okay, listen, sir. Accidental is... Accidental is incorrect, especially if we have been hypnotized without our consent. Because I don't remember writing a contract with you, sir. You have some explaining to do.
Yes?
I must say, I am indebted to you.
Don't mention it.
Please pay, Phoenix.
When I started planning my revenge 3 months ago, Mr. Layton was a part of my plans. I needed to lure him to Labyrinthia.
Why me?
Your reputation precedes you, Professor.
You were famous in London, and word of your skills reached me even here. What's more, you specialize in mysteries. So I thought that if you came to this town, you'd feel compelled to solve ours.
True.
Well, I am honored.
That's cool. And what about me?
Don't ask, Phoenix.
Well, about you. How should I put it? Your arrival here was purely accidental.
Technically, he could be charged for the 4 of them. Right? Right? Oh, Phoenix.
Wasn't planned?
No. No, buddy.
As you that incident on the freighter. As a consequence, I had no choice but to bring you here.
Professor Layton is the only one who matters. They didn't even want Luke, they just wanted Layton. Everybody else is just an extra. Poor guys.
I see.
Prof Pookie.
Last. My
Yeah.
fragile pride has suffered yet another blow.
No, Phoenix.
Nick, you can't escape your fate.
You were a mistake, right? Again! He gets bullied like this so often.
You're doomed to always find trouble if it doesn't find you first.
Real.
How about some words of sympathy for a change?
Poor guy. Beanie is always our loser. My favorite loser.
I am terribly sorry. The only thing on my mind the last 3 months was revenge.
Whatever your intentions were, the last witch trial has ended in the best possible way for this town. You were correct in your judgment. You always are.
Are you sure about that?
You're too kind to me.
I thank you from the bottom of my heart, Eve, for opening my eyes.
Sorry to break up this little happy ending, but I've sort of got an important question.
Yes.
Why were you going to end the story?
Are you retiring, sir?
Only Newton knew the real reason. I am suffering from an incurable illness.
I'm sick.
What?
Dad, you're ill. Is it serious?
It is a rare disease with no known cure.
Why didn't you tell me? Had I known...
I wanted this to be my secret. I suppose that was a bad decision on my part.
Gravity of apples.
I thought I'd finish the story before I died and lay the foundations for a new world. Honestly, I was desperate. I didn't much care about Labyrinthia anymore.
Bruh.
Dad, why did it have to happen to you? Especially now that we're finally back together.
Cheer up, Espella.
Yeah, bro, tell us your disease. You don't have to keep it a secret. We all know now. Come on.
How can I?
Labrellum's new drug development center contacted me a short while ago. They have succeeded in creating a new medicine, thanks to Belduke's research. It's a top-secret wonder drug for my illness.
He was like, oh yeah, I have an incurable illness. By the way, we just made a cure. Excuse you.
A wonder drug?
Newton had been working on finding a cure for my illness until the very end. It would seem that the cure was his final gift to me.
My father.
Don't JK your kids, bro. Real.
Newton was the truest friend I ever had. I'm going to undergo surgery. Do not fear. I shall return.
Surgery? I thought we needed medicine, sir. What?
So stop making that sad face, Espella.
Big Newton and his cures for mysterious disease. Real.
Dad, will everything be back to how it once was?
You want to burn more witches? Excuse me?
Of course it will.
Sir?
And Eve, will you still be my friend?
Huh? Why does she want things to go back to the way they were? Excuse me? The license and make completely unaffordable. Yeah, wonder drug for him alone.
Of course.
Thank you.
I'm going to drop by Mrs. Eclair's bakery. I've got so much to tell her. Do you mind if I go, Dad? It won't take long.
Of course not. Please do.
Looks like Eve wants to come too. What? Oh, you meant the cat. Espella, mind if we tag along? Not at all. You're welcome to come. Awesome! Maybe we'll get some tasty baked bread out of this. I thought we were going there for a different reason. Well, anyway, I'll be off then, Professor.
Send my regards to Mrs. Eclair, Luke.
I like how Mrs. Eclair also apparently missed out on everything. I thought everybody was supposed to be watching this trial. So, what's going to happen to the town?
At least everyone from hypnosis. Soon recover the memories of their lives before Labyrinthia. As of today, Project Labyrinthia is over. Ah, I see. They are free to leave if they so wish. I imagine they will make a run for it. This place will turn into uninhabited ruins, just like it was 10 years ago.
I have some doubts about that.
Ooh. Hi, Judge.
Your Honor!
I now understand that this town is an artificial creation of yours. Nonetheless,
It only took all night for him to figure that out. Okay.
to us Labyrinthians, the past 10 years were real.
No one can yet tell how this town will change. However, it is possible that some people will want to stay. Who knows? Perhaps you will find yourself creating a new town along with them.
A new town, you say?
I am no longer the judge, but, if possible, I would like to remain here.
Oh no, he's gonna need a new job.
Have my gratitude, Your Honor.
He can't burn witches anymore, guys. What's he gonna do?
You need not address me as Your Honor anymore, Sir Storyteller.
Why'd he say it like that? Storyteller. Like they're taunting each other. Your Honor.
And so, the last witch trial has drawn to a close.
Yippee! What did Mr. Wright... Oh.
Mr. Layton, and my father talk about?
You're gonna narrate. Do it quickly.
That I do not know. But Dad made a promise to me. Once everyone recovers their memories and he is cured of his illness, he will return to write a new story with everyone's help. This time, the story will be real without any lies or illusions.
Amir. There's post-game content? I did hear about that. I don't know if we're gonna go through it though.
What a beautiful sound.
Almost as if it's ringing in a new beginning for the town.
Thank you, Eve.
Okay then. Whenever you are ready, Mr. Barnum.
Constantine! Ah! Look at him! Baby girl indeed. I know you're talking about Grey Earl, but...
Thank you all so much for everything!
Espella, you take care now.
You too, Mr. Cantabella. Bye! Be sure to visit us again!
You can bet on it!
I wish all of you the very best.
They're never gonna visit again.
Mr. Wright, I knew I could count on you to stand your ground and fight me to the very end.
Me too. I always believed in you, Professor. And I know it's why we managed to get to the mysterious truth behind this town.
When we get back to England, we'll drop by and see you, Luke.
Great! I'll show you around London.
Not the gold statues! Let's go! We finished the game! I love the gold. I can't. It's beautiful. Oh, these illustrations are so nice. Let's go. Yeah, I thought about doing the bonus content, like the post-game stuff, but I think we will be skipping that. Unless we really want to see it. Do we really want to see it? Let me know. Uh-oh. Come back, OBS. Come back. Sorry about that, guys. Are we back? Are we back? Hello? Sorry. Thought it was my Wi-Fi. Nah, that was my OBS disconnecting right at the end. We love to see it. We back. Let's go.
You know, Professor, I feel like I've just finished reading a really long story.
Me too, Luke.
Indeed, Luke. I know what you mean. It certainly was an enthralling adventure.
I wonder how Espella and the others back in Labyrinthia are getting on. I'd love to go back and see them. Although, I'd rather not have to be sucked into a book to get there.
Yeah, hoorah.
You should ask Carmine to come along with us.
Great! It's a real relief he recovered from all of his injuries. But he was a bit put out when he found out you'd already solved all the town's secrets, Professor.
Well, we mustn't forget that we didn't solve them all by ourselves. We couldn't have done it without the help of our friends across the Atlantic.
I wonder what they're doing right now. Battling away in a courtroom somewhere?
Mayhaps.
They may well be, Luke. At any rate, we must make our own preparations. There's a brand new case that requires our attention, and that means a brand new set of puzzles to be solved, my boy.
Am I gonna do the post-game content? I don't know. Do we want to see the post-game content? I wasn't planning on it, but if you guys want to see it, we can.
Hold it! What's the matter, Wright? Has the cat got your tongue?
Look who it is!
Or are you still in a holiday kind of mood? Perhaps your mind is as clouded as the English sky.
That's crazy.
Any hints, Maya?
Not really. If only the professor were here. I think at this point you've got to use that patented spell of yours, Nick.
Patented spell?
Hello, Earth to Nick. Just when we think it's all over, you always use it to turn the tables.
Ah, got it. I just have to close my eyes and say the magic word. Luckily, I don't need a witch's scepter for this one.
Save the chit-chat for later, right? I've almost missed that utterly annoying spell of yours. Fine, let's hear it then.
Just take a deep breath and give it all you've got.
Well, here goes. Objection!
Beautiful. Let's go! He sounds like that. Yeah, apparently he does. It is Edgeworth! Yeah, but the post-game content's pretty funny. They break the fourth wall a lot. Yeah? I don't know. Maybe I'll go through the post-game content on my own time and then we just jump straight into the next game for a stream. Third person argument. We shall see. Very behind stream now. It's because my bitrate is bad. I'll just type in chat. Since it's just credit rolling anyway. Both Edgeworth and Larry were planned for this game, and even had initial designs, but due to time constraints, they had to be scrapped. No! That's so sad! Poor guy. That's a lot of credits. Holy. Oh, is that the end of the credits? Think that's the... Nope, never mind. More, oh my gosh. I appreciate all the hard work that went into this game. Holy. There's so much. Oh, is that it? That might be it. Yay! We did it! Bin. Yay! Yay! The Great Witch Bezella was a fictional character created by the storyteller to protect the young Isabella from trauma. This spawned the many mysteries that followed. No longer need Bezella, nor the witches or witchcraft that were essential for her existence. Yippee! Well done, you've just cleared the game. You may now make a special game clear save data file. Save data file. When you load data from this file, you will be given a choice of 2 starting locations. The first is within the underground ruins. From there, you will be able to access the town and wander around freely, searching for hint coins and unsolved puzzles. The second choice is at the climax of the epilogue. This is ideal for those who would like to experience the game's finale one more time. You will be able to restart with maximum credibility, so even if you run short this time around, you will still have a chance to pick up those vital pick-a-rats that you missed. Let's go! Alright, there are bonuses and extra content. We'll figure out if we do those next time or not. But thank you guys so much for coming! I'm going to raid out now. Let me find somebody.